not be surprised at all. Like you said, you know, I've watched Riddles stream, so I know he doesn't like this matchup. I've played this matchup myself, and I don't like it, you know, like, I understand. No, but it looks like he is going to go with the Terry, at least for this first game. I guess with a best of 5, you know, you've got some time to really feel things out and see how things go.
Yeah, exactly. And Anweezy, though, a good candidate in their own right, so don't be surprised if Riddles does find himself in a dangerous position or in a disadvantaged position. Of course, we're going to have to see exactly how this match goes up, but Riddles showing off what he's got right now. The Terry does have the sauce. Keep up with the Ken.
And I mean, with Anweezy's performance today, you know, 3-1 in paper before this, you gotta know he's a dangerous player. He's gonna give Riddles a run for his money. Right now, Riddles got a decent lead, keeping things tight.
And that's what I was talking about. Look at those jab. Look at those boxing options. One down tilt, one is jab, one is another down tilt. Like, these two are gonna go back and forth so much. But like I said, I think the problem in this matchup, Ken versus Terry, is that Ken does have the consistency throughout. His Shoryu is 100% more reliable than the fact that Terry does have the go meter. But of course, if you make use of that go meter in the perfect scenarios, it can be just as dangerous, just as Riddle showing off right there, taking the first stock.
Absolutely. Wow, and I'm actually surprised that Riddles gets the stock there, but he's going to lose it right there to that Shoryu. You know, Anweezy keeping things even here.
We're right back to neutral, and this is going to be a big... I feel like this neutral just depends on whoever is able to get in on who first. Like, whoever can get a hit is gonna run away with a lot of percent, and you know it.
Yeah, absolutely, and just whoever can really put that pressure right away, like as soon as one of them gets in the shield, the other one is right there, really with the pressure. Whether it's Ken with the combos, or Riddles with that grab just there, they're going to be putting a lot of pressure on him.
Alright, but so far it looks like Riddles is in control, but of course Anweezy, I was going to say he's going to try to get those Tatsumaki loops in there, right? But very fortunate Riddles falling out of that, and neutral once again resetting, but percent looking so even despite what you might be seeing right now.
Oh, that might be a stop. Yeah.
Yeah, very dangerous position for Riddles right there, and good punish from Anweezy. Also managing to neutralize that go meter, and I feel like this is what's going to give Anweezy the edge right now. Without go meter, I think Terry's going to have a harder time to find a stock on Ken.
You're absolutely right. I mean, he is at the percent where he can confirm that up B off a jab. Oh, he's just going to do it raw. Doesn't kill though.
Ken's such a heavy character, no rage on Terry either, and now Ken looking at himself at full rage, and I think that was a heavy up tilt. I think that could have been maybe a heavy jab into a heavy Shoryu. Riddles once again showing that he had no fear, just launching those rising tackles to try to maybe close out a stock here.
And I mean, you kind of have to. You're down, you know, you've got 72%. Climbing 91 now. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Ken can take you out with that Shoryu, and there it is.
And Weezy says, you know what, you're going to try to anti-air me. I'm a fighting character of my own. I got my own anti-air right here, and it's going to take your stock. 165 max rage from a true Shoryu from Anweezy, and that's going to close out a stock. I feel like that was like 90%. Oh my goodness.
The OG DP. That's going to take that stock.
Now, if you're Riddles, I'm wondering if this is where you consider maybe switching to the Joker, because definitely a more favorable matchup. You saw there that the Terry didn't work out. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if he did stick to the Terry at the same time, but part of me does expect a switch if you're Riddles right now.
Yeah, I feel like you know, when you're facing these Shotos, you're gonna want some of the edge guarding tools that Joker can give you. That'll Terry just doesn't have. Really kind of chase him off stage, throw out that back air, try to get it on the stock.
Well, it seems, in terms of stage, you'd probably expect it to be like PS2 or FD, somewhere nice and flat. Yeah, exactly, like CFD. But I think the big problem that Riddles might have to realize quickly is that you saw that it was an even game throughout that whole first, it was an even game in game number 1. But once Riddles lost the lead, and in fact lost his opportunity to use go meter in an even game situation, that's when Anweezy was able to take 1-2 stocks before even losing another one. So again, I feel like it's all about the go utilization if you're Riddles right now. You have to at least land one go move per stock.
And you know what? Honestly, Anweezy doing a great job making sure Riddles does not get that opportunity. 99.9% right now. But no, you know what? That means you don't get to go.
Alright, well, Anweezy's going to give him that little extra 1% right there, and then some. Oh, the get up Buster Wolf, but good DI from Anweezy reacting to that right away, even living to a 143%. Shoryu goes above ledge, is going to reset the neutral right here. Riddles in a dangerous position. And again, you have to make use of that go meter, and unfortunately, maybe a misinput, maybe a little drift on the controller, and that's what I'm talking about. And Weezy gonna find himself in a good position now, neutralizing that go meter.
35% off of that, just sort of missed up there. 65 even. Riddles in a lot of trouble here. Anweezy really not letting him take out that stock, but that jab into up B is going to take it.
Yeah, you got the down tilt, the rising tackle, kill from even the Ken at 160% cannot do anything about that. But what are you going to do? The fact that, oh my goodness, I was going to say, what are you going to do? The fact that you've taken 8500%, but unfortunately, SDing right there. I think he wanted the air dodge right into the ledge, but just a little bit too low right there. And now Riddles really has a hard time trying to make a comeback right here.
Unfortunate, but just Ken's damage output. You really need to take the stock before it puts too much on you. And it looks like she might be into it.
Yep.
Yeah, well done. Nice conversion there from Riddles with that nair into burn knuckle. And even things right back up.
So that SD not looking too terrible right now. Riddles was able to bring things back. That nair burning knuckle against the ledge as well. FD some small blast zones. So Riddles good position right now. Try to get that goal meter right now. You got to try to live as long as you can. Utilize that goal meter. And no, he's gonna live the Shoryu. Good DI from Riddles. I was gonna say maybe, hopefully live that Shoryu right there. But the next one absolutely gonna take the stock.
Wow, he actually didn't use Shoryu in that situation. Going for the roundhouse instead.
No, I respect it. I think it was a little DI mix-up right there because you saw Riddles. Yeah, oh my goodness, he just absolutely exploded right there. You saw Riddles on that first crescent kick was actually DIing to the right slightly, but from center stage it was not enough to think to stop. But of course, another crescent kick from the ledge is going to absolutely seal the deal right here. And now Anweezy finding himself in a good position, up 2-0 against perhaps the best player in Canada, Riddles.
And Riddles just not really having an answer for this Ken here. I feel like we're gonna see that character switch we talked about. I think you have
to make the character switch right now. You're down 2-0. You have to figure by this point that the Terry is not working. And again, you saw in every scenario so far. Once Riddles lost the go meter in an even stock situation, that's when Anweezy did not have to fear anything anymore because they know they just have to stick to their own game plan. Box with Terry. Don't have to respect the go meter, and then put up the percent.
And it's like we've been talking about, like if Terry does not have a chance to use that go meter, you're Ken. You don't care. You just kind of throw out those Shoryus, and we are going to be sticking with the Terry here on Smashville.
So far, a different stage for every game right now. I think Riddles might just be trying to test the waters, see exactly if there's a stage that he can try to maybe put advantage on Ken. And I definitely feel like Smashville will be that stage. That platform extension is going to be huge for Terry. And right now, it was looking like big zeros for Riddles. Of course, Ken is going to put a quick stop to that. Those Tatsumaki loops are going to put some work in.
And honestly, these down tilts also putting in some work for Anweezy. No, but unfortunately, that SD not going to be able to make it back after that missed Tatsumaki.
Yeah, I think it took him away. It took his momentum away from the stage right there, and he couldn't find an opportunity to reverse that Shoryuken. So Anweezy knew he had to get that stop, but that's going to be very fortunate if you're Riddles right now. That's going to give you an opportunity to come back from this game. Not even at your first goal meter yet, and you're almost about to lap him 50%.
But oh yeah, it's going to throw out that Shoryu there. Not going to hit. Riddles too far away.
All right, the gold meter's online now. Riddles, you have to make use of it. You only really got 1 mileage out of the gold meter, and again, another DI mix-up. I really like the DI mix-ups that Anweezy is going for. Using those axe kicks instead of the using the axe kicks of the true Shoryu, just as the DI mix-up. Try to get a stock earlier than possible.
Oh, 108 on this Ken here. Terry, that might do it. No, okay,
no.
Good DI for Anweezy.
Just barely going to survive in the corner of the blast zone right there. And Weezy still sticking to his second stock right now. Terry going to go for the rising tackle. Riddles, I think, showing it off his hands. He's looking for that. He's fishing for that kill option right now.
Oh my goodness, the conversion from Anweezy bringing things all the way back right now.
And again, Riddles showing off a little bit too much that he wants to go for those rising tackles, and it's going to be hard punished by Anweezy. Down tilt into that true Shoryu, and I think you got to be really careful because Riddles has yet to hit even, I believe, one of these rising tackles. Going for it again.
Respect the effort to keep going for it, but it's really not working for him. And in fact, it's gotten him to lose a whole stock and his entire lead. He's really got to change things up here if he's going to take the stock.
Okay, well, it's a last stock scenario right now. Riddles, you do not down 2-0 right now, so he's going to be sent into the loser's bracket if he cannot make it back. Oh, very fortunate that the rising tackle was able to slide up against the side of the stage right there, just to barely snap back onto the ledge, and Riddles still has a little bit of life in him.
80% on Riddles, not too terrible, but definitely getting into positions where Ken's going to start looking for that hurry. Can take the stock.
I think that was the weak power dunk right there. Of course, it's very hard. It's very easy to DI against a strong power dunk, but of course the weak one, not enough kill power to take a stock. So now, Gold Meter's online. Good stuff. Riddles holding down just to extend the hitbox of the rising tackle, and he's going to find another one right here, and he's going to stay alive in this bracket, taking a game off Anweezy, bringing things to a game number 4.
Yeah, well done by Riddles there. Finally getting the rising tackle to work for him there. Had to combo into it this time, but you know what? It takes the stock, it takes that game, and it keeps Riddles alive in his winners bracket.
I mean, it worked out right there, but still such a close game. And Weezy keeping up the pressure, even though he did find himself in a deficit early on in the game, he absolutely brought it back right there. And he was probably like one hit away from finding that last stock and taking things away from Riddles, sending him to the losers bracket. Of course, Riddles taking things to a game number 4 right here. Let's see if he is able to reverse 3-0 this set.
Yeah, and that's what happens. You know, when you find yourself in this position, you're down 2-0. You have to win 3 games in a row. Riddles has to really, you know, solidify these adjustments he's made and make sure that Anweezy does not get a chance to counter adjust.
I mean, no doubt if you're Riddles right now, you got to be feeling a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a sigh of relief. You managed to take a game off, and now, yep, we're going to take things back to PS2, exactly where Game 1 took us in. We're going to see if Riddles can have a repeat performance right there. I feel like Riddles made a slight adaptation. He played a little bit slower, I feel like. Made the Ken approach him and then punish him accordingly instead of trying to box hard with Ken. Because as we mentioned, Ken does have the better boxing options compared to Terry, just because he has so many more options compared to Ken.
And that's exactly like you said. That's what you have to do. You cannot just stay toe-to-toe with Ken just like that. Unless, you know, he's in a disadvantaged state. You are probably going to lose there.
See right there, good stuff. Just baiting out that Tatsumaki, resetting in a position where you can get some advantage position, and in fact got a grab right there, 100% on the Ken. And I think Riddles can not necessarily look for a rising tackle, but on the platform,
never mind, he does.
Never mind, he proves me wrong right there. On the platform, he can fish for that rising tackle. He's gonna take a stock at 100%, and Riddles definitely looks like he found all the answers right now to this Ken.
Yeah, absolutely, really playing out of his mind all of a sudden. Leader's online. Not gonna get punished for that power geyser.
Very fortunate for Riddles. Oh, I was gonna say if he can just wait out that Tatsumaki, he should be able to find himself in a Buster Wolf. But good DI right there. I don't think Anweezy wanted to do the heavy shoryu right there, because you actually want to do the medium shoryu in the air. But nonetheless, Riddles is gonna lose the stock right there. But of course, making good work of that second stock.
You know, Riddles with a decent lead here and a solid strategy. Honestly, like you're saying, he's baiting out these options from Anweezy and just sort of waiting for Anweezy to do something before actually getting punished. Just like that with another.
Just like that. See, punishing that shoryu with the rising tackle, not enough to close out the stock, but it's still percent. And now you're just one jab away from being able to find that rising tackle. Don't get too ambitious right there, but good punish, fading away, making sure that Anweezy cannot find a punish and able to find a punish of his own. Jab into that rising tackle, and now Riddles in incredible position, looking like he wants to bring things back to game number 5.
Full stock ahead right now, you know, setting himself up for a solid 2-stock here, but he was having so much trouble even setting up anything against Anweezy originally.
I think he wanted to air dodge onto that platform right there, but it's still set up for a good punish right there. And I don't think Anweezy has touched the stock yet after losing it. Oh, there we go. Finally landing a Tatsumaki, but that's going to be punished with Rizzle. Not enough knockback to really do anything significant, and Riddles can already start fishing for a kill confirm, and I think that's exactly what he's doing, looking for that down tilt.
But he's got to be careful. He can bring this back as a super powerful character, but that jab, the rising tackle, going to take it.
I love that option right there. You saw that Riddles delayed the last few jabs right there, and then inputted the rising tackle, forced up the mix-up with the timings, and forced Anweezy to drop his shield right there, believing that he wasn't going to commit to that rising tackle. Of course, at that percent range, Riddles able to close out that stock, and now we got it. We suddenly have a game number 5, D.
Oh, after honestly what looking like Riddles had no answers and couldn't do anything to Anweezy's Ken, suddenly he's taken 2 games back to back, and you know, that one was a 2-stock.
Incredible stuff from Riddles so far. I really love the adaptations we made. Riddles stuck to the Terry. We thought that he was switching to the Joker, but we saw the adaptations work. We started to realize that he cannot keep up toe-to-toe with Ken, because if he's trying to go for a boxing versus boxing matchup, he's gonna definitely lose out to Ken. Again, Ken has just way more options than Terry does at his combo in terms of combos, and of course his options just outweigh those of Terry. So Riddles definitely go for a more bait and punish option, and now we're going all the way around the world. Now we're going to Battlefield for this game number 5 scenario.
Guys, let's see if Riddles can do more of the same here and really just sort of wait for Anweezy to come to him. He sets himself up with a nice little lead, 58%. You know, nothing too crazy, but enough to keep Anweezy coming to him, which is exactly what he needs right now.
Riddles is in such a good position right now, only taking 1 Hadouken than the 6% he's taken, but of course he's racked on 100% on Anweezy. And again, Riddles can already start fishing for those kills. The Burning Knuckle gonna add on another 20%, and I feel like this might be percent range for that Rising Tackle, excuse me.
Yeah, he's definitely almost there. Usually around that 120, 130% is when that starts working. So let's go start looking for it. But he gets the Burn Knuckle in the air again. That anti-air Burn Knuckle you were talking about before.
It was such a good mix-up because we saw earlier in the game that Riddles was making use of, he was trying to call out those jumps with the Rising Tackle, but very dangerous because if you put yourself in a free fall position, Ken is absolutely going to make use of that. It's just that heavy jab, those shore use. So instead, electing to go for that Burning Knuckle, I like the option, but the top platform is going to really help out Anweezy there to close out that first stop from Riddles.
Yeah, Riddles got to be careful. I know he was trying to set up something with the Rising Tackle on the top platform, take advantage, but Anweezy can do the same thing with that Shoryu, and that's exactly what happened. Lost that stock probably earlier than he would like.
Good stuff. Riddles dropping the shield, realizing that was the shield break setup that Ken wanted, and you don't want to lose your shield, especially when you're at 0%. Don't give your opponent a chance to get that percent lead back. You have your opponent at 97, 100 now. You can already start fishing again for another kill. Ooh, down tilt to down tilt right there, but it looks out Anweezy just barely beat out Terry's down tilt.
Yeah, Riddles kind of stuck on this top platform. Okay, yep, Anweezy just content to reset neutral, not gonna chase him up there. Knows that, you know, Riddles can take advantage of that top platform just as much as he can.
And I think this is where, I think Anweezy is actually starting to catch on to what Riddles' strategy is right now. Oh, okay, but landing in right in front of a Terry is never a good thing. That jab Rising Tackle, and now Riddles 1 stock away from closing things out in a reverse 3-0 fashion. But I think Anweezy at this point has to realize that Riddles is starting to play a little bit more safe, a little more careful, and you see that Anweezy is also kind of starting to slow down their gameplay a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to, but right as you said that, right as you noticed that, you know, Riddles taking that stock, and oh no, but unfortunately, Anweezy not gonna make it back. So that's gonna mean Riddles is gonna take that set 3-2, a reverse 3-0 we've just seen here.
I think he put the fear in Anweezy right there. Realized that, and as soon as Anweezy inputted that focus, he's like, "Oh no, Riddles is right at the ledge right there. If I input in, I'm gonna be right above the ledge right there. If I input back like he did, unfortunate as though maybe he did SD that stock." So I think Riddles realized the position he was in, just had to pressure him once as soon as he saw that focus end. And unfortunately for Anweezy, it meant that he had to SD that last stock. So reverse 3-0 fashion for Riddles though. He's not considered the best in Canada for no reason.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, we were worried about him after those first 2 games. Not really able to do much to Anweezy's Ken, but, you know, he buckled down. He thought of a new strategy. He adapted, and it worked. Reverse 3-0 happened.
Yep, I love the subtleties I love the subtleties like that when you see top players play. I mean, like you don't think much of it. Like you might even we thought we can't lie. We thought that he would switch off of the joke bro. He stuck with the Terry, and we saw that he did figure out a new game plan, and it just worked because he was able to make those changes, those adaptations mid-set to be able to bring things back and reverse 3-0. It's very hard for somebody to do that, even if you're at the top level. So we're going to see right now a Red Bull replay of exactly what just happened. You guys, in case you missed the action right now, welcome to GOML Circuit East Canada qualifiers. You guys just saw Riddles reverse 3-0 Anweezy in dramatic fashion right here. And I think it was an incredible set. An incredible showing from Riddles.
Honestly, it really was. Like, when you see, you know, reverse 3-0s like that. Yeah, and that's exactly what you were talking about.
That's exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, that backwards focus really sealed the deal for him. You know, Riddles had him scared, but it worked out in his favor, and he unfortunately couldn't make it back to that stock.
Unfortunate. It's as we were talking about in that situation when you put at the focus that you're above ledge. You're not snapping the ledge with that. Riddles is right there, ready to hit a down tilt into a burning knuckle. So I think his only option really was to hope he